Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Now at 6 a.m. on WKYT News, police say the wanted man behind 2 Central Kentucky robberies should be considered armed and dangerous. The latest live.
We have new details about a deadly motorcycle crash that involves a retired firefighter.
And a road widening project in Lexington now a step closer to being finished. A lot of people glad about that. We'll have those stories and more. Breaking news as it happens. Coming up on WKYT This Morning. Top of the morning to you and welcome. It's good to have you along. Thursday, October 2nd. The last really warm day it looks like for a while. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Yeah, it looks like we're kind of squeezing out and getting to that last point.
Savor it.
Yeah.
That's the word. Opening day for Keeneland tomorrow, and we could have, some rain and other issues. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris. He's over there in the First Alert Weather Center. Doing okay? Good morning.
I'm doing all right. Doing just fine this morning. Things are looking good outside. We are seeing a little fog here and there. It's not much, but it's there. So just watch out for that. And as we go throughout the afternoon, I mean, we're talking about warm conditions. Look at those winds starting to gust up just a little bit. Current temperature sitting there in the 50s and 60s, 62 there in Frankfort, 50s down toward the southern zones. Today's forecast, mid-80s. It's pretty warm for this time of year. That's about 10 to 12 degrees above average, and it's that summer feel. But enjoy it now if you like the summer feel, because as we go toward tomorrow, the rain moves on in, and then possibly some frost for the weekend. It's really chilly. I'll show you those numbers coming up.
Wow, I wasn't ready for that word. All right, we have a lot going on this morning. Let's get to the news. The search is on this morning for the man who police say was behind 2 crimes in Central Kentucky.
This all started with a carjacking in Winchester, and police say that person later robbed a Lexington bank. WKYT's Whitney Watson live in Lexington with details on this crime alert.
Good morning, everyone. Police continue to search for a man who they believe is responsible for a crime spree spanning from Winchester all the way to here in Lexington. It all started around 2:30 yesterday afternoon in the Walmart parking lot in Winchester. Police say it was there that a man held a woman at gunpoint and stole her car. About an hour and a half later, police believe that same man robbed the First Security Bank in Hamburg. Officers tell us the vehicle description and license plate number used in that robbery matched the vehicle that was stolen in the carjacking. Police found a light blue Kia not far from the bank.
Someone at the bank gave us that tag, that vehicle description, and one of the officers in the area did a good job locating the vehicle and backed into a parking spot here in the Hamburg Shopping Center.
Now, police are looking for the suspect in these surveillance pictures. He's described as a white man in his 50s with a goatee. He was last seen wearing a baseball cap, dark clothing, and jeans. Now, if you recognize the man or have any information, call police. Live in Hamburg, Whitney Watzel, WKYT.
Well, a former Lexington firefighter has died in a motorcycle crash. This morning, the Bourbon County coroner identified the victim as 54-year-old Tim Claggett. Investigators say he lost control of his bike last night near Middletown. He died at the scene. Claggett recently retired as a lieutenant from the Lexington Fire Department.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has sent a team to the airport in Liberia's capital after a man who flew there to Dallas, from there to Dallas, was diagnosed with a deadly Ebola virus. The CDC says they want to make sure that passengers are being properly screened. Thomas Duncan, who became ill several days after arriving in Dallas, is now in isolation at Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital. Meanwhile, we've learned that 2 patients with Ebola-like symptoms were recently quarantined in Kentucky. The Herald Leader is reporting this morning that within the last 5 months, the patients were questioned about their trips to Liberia. They were kept in isolation at the University of Kentucky Hospital while health leaders contacted infectious disease specialists. Neither patient actually had the deadly virus.
An ex-Keeneland employee convicted of stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from the racetrack has been sentenced. The Herald Leader reports that Larry Wilson was sentenced to 2 years in prison. He admitted to receiving more than $300,000 in unreported income. Wilson pleaded guilty to filing false income tax returns from 2006 to 2009. He was in charge of maintaining the ATMs at Keeneland. New this morning, state police have made 2 arrests in an eastern Kentucky crime spree. James Sargent and Billy Wynn are charged with receiving stolen property. State police say the men stole supplies, money, tools, and keys from the Discount Pools store in Harlan. Those keys went to 3 vehicles that were parked next door. Police have recovered 2 of the 3 stolen cars. They're still looking for a white 1996 Shelby Silverado.
Our news time is 6:05 on WKYT, and new this morning, police say an argument led to a shooting and an arrest in eastern Kentucky. State police say 2 men were in the Big S Market in the topmost community of Knott County. Tim Terry was shot in the stomach. Investigators say Henry Thornsberry was later arrested at a home. He is now charged with assault and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. It's taking longer to demolish a Lincoln County education building that was damaged in a fire than was previously thought. The Advocate Messenger reports the school district must come up with a plan to remove some hazardous materials now found in the rubble. That includes asbestos and mercury from thermostats. The removal could add $20,000 to the demolition costs. The fire destroyed some classrooms and offices at the Lincoln County Board of Education.
Happening today, a doctor convicted for pointing a gun at another driver on I-75 will be sentenced. Perrin Dobbins of Indiana pleaded guilty to the charge back in August. His recommended sentence is 3 years probation. The victim shot video of Dobbins pointing a BB gun and firing at him as they were driving down the interstate.
And now to some campaign 2014 news. Election Day just a month away, and this weekend the candidates for Lexington mayor will be face-to-face right here at our studio. Challenger Anthony Beatty and incumbent Mayor Jim Gray will take part in a televised debate on Sunday. It will air live at 6 o'clock on the CW Lexington. WKYT News is partnering with the Herald Leader, News Radio 630 WLAP, and the League of Women Voters to broadcast that debate. Looking forward to that. We'll talk about the issues in the 4 years to come. Well, it's good news for many drivers. Lexington city leaders are about to cut the ribbon on a road widening project.
WKYT's Mark Barber is live along Clays Mill Road with details on the expansion. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. The city says that the widening project here on Clays Mill Road is really needed because in a 21-month period, 363 accidents happened in this area. Now, crews just finished widening the Clays Mill Road area from Twain Ridge, and they're working to widen it down to New Circle Road. They finished Phase 2, expanding the road up to Man o' War. Now, some of the improvements drivers will see are new bike lanes, turning lanes, wider sidewalks, and extra lanes at main intersections. The city hopes the expansion will fix safety issues and alleviate heavy traffic between Harrisburg Road and Twain Ridge. City officials say between 15,000 and 20,000 vehicles travel the road a day. But that could jump to 25,000 vehicles a day by 2020. Now, the next phase of the project will expand Clays Mill Road down to New Circle Road. So if that stretch of road is included in your morning commute, I'm told you may want to plan some few extra minutes in there. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, a lot of folks glad to see that project wrapping up.
All right, well, Netflix has announced another deal to bolster its content, and it involves good news here, comedian Adam Sandler. Sandler
has agreed to produce and star in 4 feature films that will be released exclusively on the streaming video service. Netflix says Sandler is one of the few actors whose films consistently rank among the most viewed by subscribers. The company did not announce any additional details about the 4 films or when exactly they will be released, but we'll keep tabs on that for you.
He's a funny man.
Yeah. Time this morning is 8 minutes after 6.
Let's check to see how traffic is moving on the roads this morning.
And let's go out to Officer Don Evans and check live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Of course, just talked about the Clays Mill Road expansion project today. Now, as far as Leestown Road goes, to the construction zone right now, just normal stuff and no major issues to deal with. We'll keep an eye on that for you. And on the interstate, where 75 so far this morning is moving great. Live look at 75-64, the northern split. No trouble to report there. Traffic looks pretty good on the exit ramps, too. On our Waze map, really, as we check inbound Nicholasville Road, Tates Creek, Richmond Road, all of our major ways in, it looks like things are steady at the moment. We will keep you up to date. Now back to you.
All right. Officer Don and Deanne are out there. I think Deanne's are getting ready for a little fall break, you know, just... Just a real short one, apparently. But they're having fun playing some great music on 98.1 The Bull. And we're glad you're with us at 6:09. WKYT this morning, just getting started. A lot more news coming right up.
One company is truly discovering that the grass can be greener on the other side. How this lawn service is still drumming up business in a drought.
We're looking outside there in the 50s and 60s. Pretty good feel at the moment. Some of us a little cool, but I can promise you this, and I don't make many promises with the weather. This afternoon, it'll feel like summer. I'll show you how high we go coming up next.